So Spurs 0, Arsenal 2. First double we've done over them lot for 15 years. First time we've beaten them at their ground since Thomas Rosicky scored a rocket in the first minute in 2014. Odegaard on the score sheet again. Great performers all over the park. Clean sheet. We got out of there without Harry Kane breaking the record. We got out of there without Saliba and Saka getting booked, most importantly. Otherwise, they missed the next game, which is Manchester United. Make sure you sub to JEZ'S channel, Arsenal History and More, link in description. And make sure you sub and fire up the likes on this channel as well. Jez, anyone who hasn't seen the fan cams, go back and check them out. Give us your little breakdown of how you see that little walk in the park go today.
Mate, going down the lane is always a difficult day out. And fair play to Arsenal. Fair play to Mr. Arteta. You got that bang on today. You actually outclassed Tottenham. The first half, they didn't have a clue what was hit them. Seriously. I mean, let's compare that to the game we played the latter part of last season when we were totally, utterly embarrassed. Today, we masterclassed them today, Lee. And big up, well done. Well done to Arsenal. Well done to Mr. Arteta. And absolutely loved it. As you know, I always get so nervous about North London derbies, but that was class. Absolute class.
Yeah, it was comfortable. Listen, you know how this works, people. If you don't agree with the ratings, we don't care. Just stop crying about it. Just leave yours in the chat. You probably agree with all of them today after a comfortable victory. But let's start with the goalkeeper. 7 shots faced, 7 saves. A little bit of drama at the end with Richarlison. A fan tried to kick him as well. I don't know if you see that. That was probably more fight in that fan than the whole squad of Tottenham had today, innit? But what did you make of his performance today, mate? He actually got man of the match on TV as well.
Well, yeah. I hope that little mug gets banned for life because there's no excuse for that to try and attack a football player. But that's Tottenham. There we go. Ramsdale, class, absolute class. I'll give him an 8. I thought he made some absolutely crucial saves. Once again, he commanded that box. Who knew? Then we got Ramsdale last season. Really, this guy is proving something special. Fair play to him. He gets an 8 from me.
Yeah, he was class, wasn't he? Let's go on to right back, Benjamin White.
Benjamin White. Wow. Well, what do we know? I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. And fair play to him, man. And I'll give him an 8 as well because I think the way he commanded that right wing. I'm liking what I'm seeing, Lee. I don't know what Arteta's feeding these players, but there's something going down.
Maybe we found the inhalers that Klopp's lost.
Yeah. But there's something going down, and fair play to him, man. Well done.
Let's go over to the other side. Alexander Zinchenko. He got subbed in the second half.
Yeah.
But what did you make of his performance while he was on, mate?
I thought he absolutely decent. Cuts up. The only thing that worries me, Lee, is this continuing cutting into the midfield, which that's obviously a tactic that Arteta's telling him to me. But I do feel against a stronger team that can expose us, that would cause us some trouble. I would worry against Man United doing that. But, I mean, there were so many times in that game where he was sat right in the midfield, centre midfield. I'm thinking, why are you there? But, okay, we got away with it, and he did some class work today. He's 7.
Let's go to the centre-backs. Let's go with Gabriel Magalhaes.
Magalhaes, he seems to have lost the bozo gene.
He does, which is nice.
Rid of it. It's obviously worked out of him, and fair play to him. I think quality performance, solid. Didn't do anything wrong. Absolutely took Kane out of the game at times, and Kulusevski, what his bleeding name is, couldn't get past him. Fair play. 7 for me.
Let's go to his partner in crime, William Saliba.
Saliba, another good performance. Solid. Let's be honest, Tottenham looked like they had no idea how to get through our defence. And that's what we like to see. And in the second half, I said in my fan cam, what I liked was the whole way the team defended as a unit. It was almost like the days of the classic George Graham's brick wall, that they just dropped back and saying, you ain't coming through us. You are not coming through us. The midfield dropped back and we tried to make the break out of the box. And yeah, class. He's got a 7.
Let's go into midfield. Thomas Partey tried to score one of the greatest goals ever seen in the North London derby, and was so close as well, wasn't he? But he's class, isn't he? He is a top player, man.
I'll tell you what, without Thomas Partey, our midfield looks nothing like we saw that when he last season, Lee, when he came back from the AFCON, he got injured and we missed him big time, massive. He's a big lump. He's solid. He's settled in now at Arsenal. He's such a commanding figure. Big respect, mate. 8.
Let's go to Granit Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka again. Oh, how do I dare? My favourite Arsenal player of all time. You know, what can I say about this man? Today was the day when Xhaka could have been an idiot and could have got a yellow or a red, but a commanding performance. Fair play to him. I don't know what's happened to this guy. I don't know what he's drinking or smoking, but something's happening. Fair play, 8.
Yeah, I thought he was class. Let's go to my favourite player in the squad, Jez, Martin Odegaard. Top goal scorer at the club, scored an absolute rocket. Bottom bins, dictated the play. Superb performance today.
Absolute class. I will be the first to say, when we had this guy on loan, I thought he was pony. When we signed him last year, I thought he was pony. This guy's proven me completely wrong. I rate this guy massively. I don't know what to say about him, really. Man of the match, 9.
I agree, mate. I think he was brilliant. Yeah, from start to finish, from the first whistle, he set the tempo. He was doing skills. He was doing flicks, running with power, having shots, linking the play, working hard back the other way. Yeah, top performance from him today. Love to see it. And he's making me eat my words as well. He's now Tottenham guard.
Yes.
No, he's been brilliant. He has. He's been brilliant, mate. Let's go to left-hand side. Somebody who wasn't so brilliant today, Martinelli.
Yeah, I think Martinelli was not top of the game today, which is a bit of a shame. I really, really hoped he would have impressed. I think he was outgassed by the Tottenham defence at times. I don't think he also had a great service, Lee. This is what I said. Zinchenko likes to cut into the middle, so therefore he's not actually overlapping and helping Martinelli as much as Tierney does. And I think Martinelli feeds off Tierney when Tierney's playing. So he doesn't get the feed that he should deserve. But I'll still give him a 7 because he did cause issues. He wasn't as good as I expected him, but I'll give him a 7.
Yeah. Let's move to Bukayo Saka. Got us off and running. Largely thanks to Lloris being drunk. But he still got in the box. He still did his business and he still took the shot and put us 1-0 up. And after that, it was kind of comfortable. What did you make of him, mate? Again, scoring in a North London derby. He's making a habit of this. Yeah,
well, Saka, absolute class player. Love the guy to bits. For such a young guy, some of the work rate he does, he gets bullied every game. They target him, they kick him, they knock him down, he gets up, he does his job, and yeah, I can't fault the fella. Fair play to him. I'm giving him an 8.
Let's go with Eddie Nketiah. We always know he's going to run his socks off. We always know that he's going to miss a couple of chances, and he did that as well today. Probably should have had a hat-trick, but didn't really need him today in that sense because we scored 2 goals and won comfortably. But what did you make of his performance overall?
Eddie Nketiah, I find him so frustrating, Lee. There's so much potential, but he just sometimes at the end of the day he just gives it up. And I said earlier that I don't want to be nasty, but I just don't think he's the levels that will take Arsenal forward. He's great against Div 1 teams. He proved it against Oxford, but when we're up against the big boys, Tottenham and the likes of Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, I'm sorry, I just don't see it in him. There was, he had a great opportunity to score one-on-one with Lloris, and his final touch was pathetic. If you're a top-class striker, you bring that ball down and you don't let it run off your foot. You bring it down, trap it, and slot it. No, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. And for me, he's a 6.
Let's go to the substitutes. Kieran Tierney.
Kieran Tierney came on, didn't do a great amount, be fair, but fair play to him. He tried to do something, but I'll give him a 5.
Let's go to who else came on? Tomiyasu came on.
Yeah, Tomiyasu come on, didn't really do a lot, did he? Let's be fair.
Didn't have much time.
No, he didn't. So I'll rate him 5 just for the fact he came on.
Yeah, probably the same with Smith Rowe and Vieira as well, then, because they didn't have time, did they really?
Didn't have time.
You know how this works, people. If you don't like the ratings, don't cry because we don't care. We'll be back again for the game against Man United next Sunday, and we do a 3, 2, 1 countdown and rate the manager. 3, 2, 1,
8.
10. Oh, I gave him a straight 10. Look at that. Lee's being super positive.
Wow.
The reason I gave him a 10 is because he's probably seething that he didn't get the player he wanted. And the fact that he's not got a bench, and then the bench he has got, El Neni wasn't on it. So then players had to be up for it. And the fact that we just decimated them and just took them apart, it was light work, man. Never even looked like conceding a goal. Yeah, and he gets an extra point. I was going to give him a 9, but he gets an extra point for the shithousery at the end, where he was telling everyone, "Come on, let's go and dance on their pitch." Yeah.
I'll change mine. I'll change mine to a 9. Do you actually think he wanted Mudryk, Lee? Do you really think he wanted him?
I think he did, if I'm honest.
Do you?
I think he did, yeah. Because I'll be honest with you, everything he's wanted since he's been here, he's got. Players out the club, players in the club, contract extensions for players like El Neni and Rob Holding and players like that. Eddie wanted to keep him. So, yeah, I do think he wanted him. But at the end of the day, it's not his money, is it? It's the club's money. So he's probably a bit peed off. And we see after the Newcastle game the other week as well, how upset and angry he was that we didn't win that game. Even the cup game, like he was showing signs of a little bit of like, come on, like, do you know what I mean? Like he's obviously a little bit peed off with saying maybe it's just the performances on the day in them games. I don't know, but yeah, that's why I gave him a 10. I gave him 9, but obviously 1 point for the shit at the end.
Yeah, I think we swerved a bullet with this Mudryk fella.
Same.
I think, why would we go into a bid? I read earlier this morning, that apparently Chelsea went in 88 million and Shakhtar Donetsk contacted Arsenal. Did they want to match it? And they said no. And fair play. I respect for that. But we've wasted 15 days now. So it's now time that we actually go and do some damage and actually get 3 players in with that money.
100%, mate. Totally agree. Listen, people, we will be back again next Sunday. A tougher test, that's for sure, even though it's at our ground. And today, enjoy it, watch it, drink it in, Harold never broke the record. Saliba and Saka didn't get booked. We beat them 2-0. North London's always red anyway. We know this. But now we've cemented that status with a double over them this season. 8 points clear. It's time to maybe start believing. Now it's over to you, Edu. You've got 16 days, mate.
Victoria Concordia Crescent.
Come on, Arsenal.